Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you guys are happy and healthy. Today we're talking about your business model and why it's important. Okay, so this is going to be a really deep conversation for you guys to grasp. Before I dive into this, if you guys are new to the channel and you don't know who I am and what we do, over the last decade, myself and our company, we've had the pleasure of supporting hundreds of entrepreneurs all over the world launch and scale successful juice concepts, smoothie bar concepts, juice trucks, and more, as well as running our own businesses in this sector. So all the information that you're getting on this channel is coming from that wealth of experience. Early invitation to press the like button. That supports the channel. It supports the world. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the notification bell. As you know, all these things are free. It's here to support you and help the world get healthier. So diving in, I've learned this about myself is I'm someone when it comes to just the way I think and obviously the way I like to teach is I really like metaphors because I think metaphors and analogies give us a really good understanding of things that we can understand and relate to. Because when we're getting into business, a lot of it can be very unfamiliar, right? You're starting a company and you don't really know how to think about starting a business. And so I want to talk about your business model and what the analogy is when it comes to starting your business, okay? So the first thing is that you probably hear me talk about this if you're a long-time subscriber and viewer. Oftentimes on the channel, I talk about how the food service business is very unique in the sense that you are in the high volume, low margin business. So let me create a counter analogy for another kind of business. Let's say, for example, you sell jewelry. The jewelry business may be considered a lower volume, higher margin business because, for example, you don't have to sell a lot of wedding rings in order to make money. If you sell one, you'll have a pretty good margin on it. The other thing about wedding rings and jewelry that is different is that, and there are many things, but a wedding ring doesn't need to be refrigerated. It can sit on a counter for pretty much ever. It will outlive you, whereas an apple, right, has a very short shelf life. Now, the reason these things are important is because sometimes people are oftentimes thinking about their business model as they start up a juice bar like they're starting some other kind of business, like they're starting a t-shirt company, like they're starting a tech company, like they're starting a jewelry business. But guess what? These businesses are so different and it requires different things. And so here's the metaphor that I really like to use, is that starting a business is like building a vehicle, right? You might be building a caravan, you might be building a sedan, you might be building a Ferrari, okay? But you're building some kind of vehicle. Maybe you're building a bicycle. And the marketplace that you're in is like the freeway. It's like the road, okay? The freeway doesn't really care what kind of vehicle you have. You can get onto the freeway on a bicycle, but guess what? It's going to be really dangerous. And you're going to move very slow. And you might die. This is the same thing with people starting businesses, is that sometimes people start businesses and they don't have the right vehicle for their business model and for the marketplace. So, to get more specific, if you start a juice business and you don't have the right equipment, it's kind of like, I don't have the right engine. You don't have the right branding. This is kind of like you don't have a car that's aesthetically pleasing and people are attracted to. You don't have the right, marketing and execution strategy. This is like, oh, I don't have a map. I have a destination. I'm supposed to be going to the grocery store, but I haven't checked my Google Maps. I have no business plan. I have no map as to where I'm going to go and how to get there. Right? These are all the things that are very similar if you had an objective. And so we're all familiar with driving. Most of you probably drive. You're familiar with these different brands, right? You can build a Mercedes, you can build a Ferrari, you can build a Honda, you can build a smart car. Now, all of these things, maybe when I talk about business models, it's not to say that one business model is better than the other. They're going to have different speeds. They're going to have different upside potential. They're going to have different needs from you as a driver in terms of how easier it is to operate, right? If you build a business and it's like a NASCAR or it's like a spaceship, you need to be prepared to run that business in a certain kind of way, because if you don't have the training and you don't have the mentorship and you don't have the guidance, it's basically giving someone the keys who's never gone to driving school, right? So I think metaphors are really important. And in my over of a decade, and plus 15 years of being an entrepreneur, I've really learned to look at things this way and also learned to really understand the value of different kinds of business models and the impact that that's going to have on how much startup capital you need, right? What you need to do in terms of the just sheer infrastructure, right? Because the food service business is also the manufacturing business. And if you're getting into manufacturing, you need to have efficiency in your processes and your systems, right? So think about your business this way. Understand that the marketplace, which is the freeway, doesn't care what kind of vehicle you build. It's going to move at the speed that it's moving. And another way to look at it is that customers don't really care. They kind of care, but they don't really care, right? They care about what's good for them. And sometimes we as business owners don't realize that. We're oftentimes thinking about what's easy for us and what's good for us. And we forget that the customer doesn't care because they paid for a product, right? Like I spent $10 on this smoothie. I don't care if it was easy for you to make. I don't care if it was hard for you to make. I just paid for it. I want it to taste good. Now, sometimes with the brand, it can be helpful for people to know about your journey and your struggles, and that might connect them to you a little bit more. But ultimately speaking, most people just want to get a great product and a great customer service experience and a great environment for what they're paying for. All those other things don't really matter to them. So this is what I'm saying. The marketplace, which is the freeway, doesn't really care. And so you have to get to the point where you just have and build the right vehicle to thrive in the environment. And sometimes that vehicle might mean, right, building a Ferrari, building something else that's going to, and not building a bicycle, because yes, you can do it, but it's going to be dangerous. And the likelihood that you'll survive on the freeway is very low. And so it's been said that one of the biggest reasons that most businesses fail is lack of funding. And there are other things too, poor branding, poor marketing, all these things. But if you guys do need support, this is, what I have to share for this video. If you need support with anything in your business, we run a full spectrum development and consulting firm. Happy to discuss how we can support you with your vision and getting your business off the ground. As you may or may not know, as I mentioned earlier, we've helped hundreds of people. So go ahead and reach out to me personally at Andrew@StartAJuiceBar.com so we can discuss how we can support you. Lastly, if you haven't pressed the like button, press the like button, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you get alerts anytime we release new content. Follow us on Instagram at StartAJuiceBar. And then lastly, if you like podcasts, I like doing the podcast. If you like podcasts, you can find us at the Juice Bar Experts podcast on Spotify and on iTunes. Until next time, wishing you guys a lot of success. Let's make the world healthier together. This is Andrew McFarland with StartAJuiceBar.com. See you soon. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video content. If you are inspired to launch your juice business, but you're not exactly sure what steps to take, for you, we've created a free ebook, 15 Steps to Starting a Juice Business from Scratch. This is going to give you a high-level overview of everything you need to do from where you are now all the way to opening your business. Now, if you want to go even deeper, we've created an online course, the Juice Bar Master Blueprint. This is going to go into great detail into every aspect of starting your business, everything from branding to menu development to finding the right location, the equipment that you need, and so much more, all the way to launching your business. There's links for both of these in the description below. I know you're going to find a lot of value out of them. As always, hope you guys are happy and healthy, wishing you a lot of success, and I'll see you at the next video.